Right, we're talking about. I was at number 3 in my list of my specific points for a helpful bill. So cars would not remain stable and secure on a sled, quickly accelerating and decelerating to and from 200 kilometres an hour. You just need to think about this. If you put a car on the back of a wagon to go and transport it somewhere, you don't just leave it sitting there. You strap it down, you tie it in so it doesn't move around. Because when the lorry starts moving around, the car will move independently of the lorry. But we've got a thing, not just going like a few miles an hour, we've got a thing going 125 miles an hour, and it's accelerating to that at fucking a colossal speed, and it's braking from that at colossal speed as well. So if the thing accelerates quickly, the car will slide back and bang into the back of the sled, or fucking fall off the fucking sled. And if it actually stays on the sled, when it fucking decelerates from 125 mile an hour to a fucking stop in jig time, the thing will go shooting off the fucking front of the sled, or it'll fucking wreck the front of the car on the sled. So you put your nice new car on the Elon's underground tunnel system, you go down for your first fun ride, and you come out and the car's a fucking wreck. It's just unbelievable. Or maybe you never showed in this video, when you drive it onto the wee sled, you've got to get out, you've got to get all these fucking chains out, fucking put them through the wheels, tie the car into place, and then get back in the car ready to fucking go. You know, that's alright. It'll only add a few minutes to your fucking journey, and when you get to the other end, you've got to release all the ties that are holding your wheels into place.
Well, it's like when you see, like a truck with a trailer carrying all the cars going to, the new cars and that. They're all anchored down with chains and straps and everything,
Absolutely. Absolutely. And even sometimes you'll just see, not a proper transport, you sometimes just see like a normal lorry will have a vehicle on the back or a van on the back, just transporting it from somewhere to another. Sometimes, like people who do stock car racing and stuff like that, the guys will have a flatbed or something like that, which they just put their car on the race, so they've got a racing car that they take to the track. They don't just have that fucking sitting there as they're flying along the motorway and the car fucking slides off the fucking back when they accelerate.
and just hope that the car in park with the handbrake on's going to be enough.
That's right.
It's going to number 4.
Anyway, it's even on a ferry. You put a car on a ferry, when it gets to rough seas, they start tying the cars down to stop them moving around. When the ferry's fucking moving around, okay, unbelievable. Anyway, so that was number 3. Number 4, once a sled is descended in an elevator, there would be a major health and safety risk of an unprotected hole in the road circa 40 feet deep. He's talking about these going 44 feet deep, and if he's talking about multi-level tunnels, some of the elevators will go much deeper than that if you've got tunnel upon tunnel. So once the car disappears from the road surface with the sled on it, right? Sorry, on the sled, when it starts going down, you've just got an unprotected hole in the roadway. Any fucker could just take a step off the pavement and then fall to their death. It's 40 feet down. So how do you protect against that? You're going to have to have barriers that come up and down.
Temporary fencing.
The logistics of it are just, that's mind-boggling as well, at every location. And that then hampers the time to get in and out of tunnels while you get the safety.
Sliding gate.
So the road... So you're basically, you're actually getting rid of the inside lane of any road because it's basically just got to be an entrance and exit way. There's no other fucking part. It's just a fucking dead bit of road. And you're trying to ease congestion. You're going to actually use up bits of road which either don't allow parking or which had parking before, and you're actually fucking taking it over for this bullshit fucking concept of the elevator.
It's actually, it looks like it's taking up 2 parking spaces. I mean, two lanes. It looks like it takes up 2 lanes. Because you got to remember, it's wider than just a car. You got the sled, and then you can have the fencing, so people don't fall down there. It's going to be more than just one lane. It's going to be like a lane and and an emergency lane.
Yeah. Well, you're spot on there, because that's the thing that Elon's. I remember before we looked at his prototype fucking elevator that he designed. The mechanical elevating platform, which has been around for I don't know how many years. But the car he built that prototype, or that he was showing. He's built it the size of a car, but it's not the car that's got to go down. It's the car and the sled. And if you look in this video there, the car sits on it, then the sled's much wider than the car because the wheels of the sled sit outside, the width of the car. You just look at it 45 seconds on that video there. Look, it's got an overhead view looking down on the car. The whole contraption is probably about a width and a half of a car, And a lane on the road, there's a wee bit of leeway on there, but fucking hell. that's going to be taken up. You're right enough. It's going to be taken up more than the lane. So you're encroaching it in the next lane out.
Unreal.
It's just bollocks. It's absolute fucking bollocks. Fucking hell. Just while the host's on the fucking ball, you're out. Fucking hell. I can't wait. I tell you, it'll be the blind leading the blind when if you get to interview Elon Musk.
All right.
You won't be hosting the TED show.
Right. Hey, you've got 9 minutes to get to 9. Can you do that?
All right. Okay. I know what I said. Okay. Go on. Right. Okay. Right. So number 5. Once the sled is departed, the same elevator could not be used until the car exiting at that location had left its sled to be reused. And that's it. Once a car goes down, it uses the sled that's on the top of the elevator. It goes down into the tunnel. The car shoots off with the sled on it, and the elevator's then got to wait for a fresh sled to come along with a car on it to go up to the surface to ditch the car on the road. So there's a sled available for the next car who was following the first car to go into town or wherever they're going, whatever destination, the zoo or the fucking airport. So it's a fucking major flaw there. Cars, 6, cars would be queued in tunnels at destination elevators whilst preceding cars are slowly elevated to the surface one by one. Now, the fucking time this thing's going to take to go up and down fucking 40 feet, it's got to go up. Slowly goes up, kind of hydraulic fucking hoist goes away up. It ditches the car on the top with the sled. It then comes back down with with a sled on it. Sorry, the car goes off at the top. It leaves the sled behind. So the elevator comes back down with a sled, and then you've got a car sitting on a sled waiting to get on the elevator, but you can't get on because the sled's there. So they're going to have to just fire that sled into the tunnel with nothing on it to go and fucking, I don't know where it's going to go, for another car to then drive on the sled to slowly go up for the same thing. Absolute lot of fucking... Meanwhile, you've got all these sleds fucking flying around this tunnel with no cars on them. It's just a lot of fucking shit. And it can't just drive off the sled a wee bit and wait. You can't just take... Because if a car does come down on the sled, you've got a queue of sleds sitting in the acceleration tunnel for them to get away. Shit. Oh, fucking hell. Anyway, right, 6. So that was 6. 7. A fleet of hundreds of thousands of sleds would be required, which would have to be serviced and maintained. You think a big city, LA, I don't know how many million people stay in LA, but it must be a couple or 3 or 5 or something like that. Lots of people have got cars. There'll be hundreds of thousands of cars, and therefore the tunnel system has got to cope at the peak times. That's when it's going to be used the most. So you need to have one sled for every fucking car on the road, plus all these spare ones that are rattling around the tunnels because they've dumped cars off and they've got to get out of the way for the other ones to come in. It's so you've got hundreds of thousands of sleds, right? So you've got to build them. They're all on wheels. They've all got to be maintained and all that stuff in service. It's like a fucking joke. They do more They're going to be doing more mileage than their car does on the surface. That's a lot. Fucking unbelievable.
The wear and tear going that quick as well. Fucking hell.
And where are they going to get serviced? Are you going to build an underground garage? Fucking for them or up in somewhere?
It'll be right next to one of the Maccas that they're going to need with the fucking traffic jams down the LA airport.
Fucking hell. You'll have to build another gigafactory for like a garage maintenance business, like for the sleds, Santa Claus can come and get his sled service there as well. Sorry, I coughed through that. I said Santa Claus can come and get his sled service there as well. 8. There's no apparent ventilation system. Well, in his promos he's got there, we're just going to hope that there's oxygen down there. All this stuff rattling around the place. I think you're going to have to have some ventilation, especially if there's a hold up or something goes wrong. Or we've just got people suffocating underground. Unbelievable. 8, 9. There's no apparent means for rescue emergency service to reach incidents in a specific tunnel. If something breaks down or there is an incident, two crash into each other, something goes on fire or something like that, how do you get the rescue people there? Fucking hell, you've got a tunnel that's only 14 foot diameter. You've got it queued up with all these fucking sleds in the way. How do they get there? All your tunnels like through the Alps, like in Europe. They've got service tunnels. They generally have 2 tunnels, but one that goes actually up the middle. You can actually drive between the 2 tunnels, the oncoming tunnels, so you can get to anywhere in the tunnel. There's access points at regular intervals, so you can actually get there. and it's for health and safety for the Mont Blanc tunnel. It went on fire. I'm not fucking bumping my gums here, but I actually watched it. I missed it by 10 minutes the day the Mont Blanc tunnel happened, and I watched it for all day long as the smoke billowed out the tunnel, and that was because that was a single tunnel, and they vowed never to have them again. That you can have the same tunnel.
You'd be choking to death, if there was like some sort of malfunction under there, like your car fucking catches fire, smokes up.
Oh, I was going to go in that. I was going to go in the tunnel that day, and I drove up right to the entrance, and I did a U-turn right at the tolls, because by the time I got through to Italy, I thought, fuck it, we'll go the next day. And I came back, and I was skiing in Chamonix, and but even before I got up the mountain, we were looking out the chairlift, and there was smoke billowing out the tunnel.
Fuck that,
man.
That's fucking scary, dude.
20 minutes or something I've been there. So, and all day long it kept coming out. Never fucking thought a thing about it. So the next day I didn't know there was a fire in the tunnel. When you're out in the piss, you don't watch the news. So fucking drove down the tunnel. Fucking the road was closed. Fucking what the fuck's going on here? Turned on the radio, and there was a lassie on the radio who spoke in English and say, "Oh, you can't go through to Courmayeur today because the fire in the tunnel yesterday."
Shit.
Fucking hell. Got a newspaper.
So everyone could have been, fucking smoked out, Smoked out like rats.
Well, I worked out. I would have cleared it. I would have beaten the fire by about 5 minutes, as long as I never got held up on the tunnel all the way through. But I would have got through. I would have been 5 minutes ahead of the fire. So I would have been stuck in Italy. So I would have had, I don't know how many 100-mile drive to get round by road to get, as opposed to going through Mont Blanc.
We got 1.5 minutes to talk about number 9.
Oh, 9. We're not done 9. There's no apparent means of rescue emergency services to each instance.
That was 8, 9 were the same.
Just as well, we've got our host here is right on the ball, folks.
Oh, fuck.
Fucking hell. The thing is, they at least when Elon Musk goes on, he's got a fucking fanboy interviewing who fucking leads them down the fucking path and never charges them. I've got a host who fucking gets me. He's got me all over the shop.
It's probably not 2 a.m. when they're doing their fucking SpaceX bullshit. I'm all whispering like a mouse, trying to wake up anyone.
For fuck's sake.
Fucking hell.
Alright, that's it. I should have told. When you go and talk. That's it. So I give Helpful Bill all these points, right? You're maybe going to have to cut a wee bit out of it. And what does Helpful Bill comes back to me? He doesn't answer any of my 9 points, right? What he says is, Robomax, when you start a company, you need to invest money. Investing money means putting money into something, expecting to get a bigger return. So that's point number 1. He doesn't deal with any of my points, and he goes on about fucking Apple taking over from Nokia, right? Then number 2, he can probably dig tunnels 10 times quicker than other companies because he's only digging a 14-foot diameter tunnel. Well, there's been 14-foot diameter tunnels been going around for donkey's years. 14-foot diameter and 16-foot diameter, 12-foot diameter and 16-foot diameter were standard size of tunneling, even back at the turn of the century there. So he's blowing pish on that front there. And that doesn't answer any of my points. And he can probably do it 10 times quicker. Why does he think he could probably do it 10 times quicker? Because he's a musketeer and he believes everything fucking Elon says. What a fucking pish. Yeah, he can do it 10 times quicker, but he can't fucking build an electric vehicle any fucking cheaper than the opposition. They're more expensive. They've got less fucking range on them. If he was such a fucking superstar, why is he not building an electric vehicle for a factor of 10 better at $2,000? Go and fuck off. Anyway, number 3. You still have... Wait, hear this. This is fucking classic. We're talking about an underground tunnel system. 3. You still haven't answered a question of mine about how many people doubted that Apollo 11 would work. Do you understand how many people doubted that project? We literally tried to send men to the moon in the 1960s with computers not even as powerful as our smartphone. We literally tried. You tried and you fucking failed. Oh, bitch. Fuck me. What's that? So there's our tunnelling expert. Helpful Bill. Helpful Bill's fucking as useless as a fucking chocolate teapot. Fucking hell. Anyway, that's it.
I haven't heard that one before. Fucking hell. Chocolate teapot, you fucking silly kid. Oh, fuck, I keep coming out, mate. Oh, fucking hell.
And he's our tunnelling expert. He asked me to back up what I say, so I back up what I say. And what does he come back with? Fucking pish layered on fucking more pish. Multi-level tiers of pish.
Oh, that's it. Done. We're finished. I've had enough. I'm going to bed. Fuck this. I'm stopping it there.